Hello, Krixis here and welcome everyone to this super exciting video where I'm gonna share all the art supplies I have been using to create picture book. And I'm gonna share a little bit of sneak peek from the insides of the book. And yeah, I'm currently filming outside because it's super hot and it's really loud in the studio. So I just thought to change things up. Before we start, grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, hot or cold drink. I have water bottle on the side and like this video so it can reach more people. First of all, I really want to share some of the illustrations I have inside the book. So as you can see, they are done mostly using watercolors and yeah, just really enjoyable medium to work with. So this is how far you get, but I have 28 illustrations and I think I will start with watercolors because this is like the main medium and this is my watercolor palette. I have updated it several times. I think I just really love to change things up. This is Natasha's Newton sticker. I have some dots from my own stickers and it's a little bit messy. That's how it usually is. I clean it before I start painting, sometimes after, sometimes I forget about cleaning and just try to find empty spot. I'm just gonna turn this other side. So these are all the art supplies, all the watercolors, and I have like little swatch card with all the colors, but I thought I could make a new chart and share it with you. So I noticed I didn't write what brand I used, so I'm gonna scan this and share it on the screen so you can see all the colors. But I love to paint with handmade watercolors and most of them are handmade. I think the only exception is Buff Titanium by Daniel Smith. I have changed this palette several times, so it's not consistent, but I have used most of these colors in creating the picture book. And I also have some extra colors which I used. So these are the tones. I'm going to scan it and share it on the screen as well so you can see. There is, for example, this pan, and this is called Rosso Verona, and it's such a gorgeous paint. And I use this a lot in creating a book as well. I have a discount code for Deep Light Paints, so I have become their affiliate. So if you want to get their beautiful handmade paints, go check out Deep Light. I'm gonna link it down below. So if you're talking about papers, for this picture book I have used Arches, both hot press and cold press. I also have been using Fabriano Artistico, and this swatch card is actually on cold press Fabriano Artistico. And I also have used the rough paper from Fabriano Artistico. I use 100% cotton paper, cellulose free. I really love the quality of these papers. It's really easy to control it. And yeah, it's just my go-to papers. So one more thing which is like really interesting. I have these plastic sheets which I think I used a little bit in printmaking, specifically monoprinting. And I bought them. I think I used some paint at some moment and used this as a paint palette. That's why there's some marks. But what I do, I grab a piece of paper, for example, like this one, and then I tape it around the edges. So when I paint, the paper doesn't buckle up. And I have used several different washi tapes. And at first I thought like the washi tape is the best choice there is. So I just go with the tape around. But I noticed that there are some non-branded ones, and the glue is not that great. So if you're looking for higher quality washi tape, there's this empty washi tape from Japan, and I think this is the best washi tape I have used. But I do have some non-branded ones. I have this little clip, and this is great if you want to put it like that and then you can peel it off super easily. It's not necessary, but this is how I do it. And it's just really easy and convenient. Sorry, there's like a bird super close by, chatting. I don't know, maybe protesting that I'm filming and chatting quite loudly. But if you hear the bird, well, he's giving me a company, I should say. And one other thing is I also have used the paper tape, which you could probably buy in any different store. But the only downside with the paper tape is that it can be like you need to be careful when you peel off the tape because it can damage the paper slightly. So that's why I'm just going more towards washi tapes. I know there are so many different methods, but that's what I use and how I put it on the paper. And what I found really useful is instead of like putting the artwork on desk, I can just move these around in the studio and pick them up whenever I need to. And sometimes I have two artworks at the same time, so I just stick one on each one on different side. Let's talk about the brushes. And probably a lot of you know my favorites, but in case if you don't, I love Princeton brushes, specifically Princeton Aqua Elite. These are my favorite brushes of all time. I have tried to find something similar, but no, this is the only thing I need, I think. I really love the stiffness, but it's like, I think it's in the middle between stiff and soft. I really love the touch of the handle. Like in the past, I couldn't imagine like considering touch of the brush to be a factor, but I do love them. And my favorite size is number 6. And I have used it pretty often, so it's not in like the most perfect condition. I probably should get another one. I also do have liner, which I use for details, and I have number 8. At home, I also have number 12, but I realized I never reach for that size. So these are the ones I used for the book. I also really love this brush. And this is the Princeton Neptune series brush. And I forgot to say, but the Aqua Elite is synthetic as well as this one. And whereas the Aqua Elite is imitation of sable, this is imitation of squirrel, and it kind of holds up the water a little bit more. But I have to say that I bought this at first because of the looks. I just really love the color of the handle. I just love that it's like slightly transparent. It reminds me of sea glass, and that's why I bought it. But I am using it a lot, and I use it at first when I do washes and do kind of first layers, and then I go into with the Aqua Elite and add the details. I also recently bought a Rosemary & Co. designer brush called Red Dot. Oh no, there is like a tractor. Do you hear it? No, this is like what you get when you film outside in a field surrounded by farmlands. I think I'm gonna continue recording, but I am apologizing for the sound if you hear it in the background. But I bought this Rosemary & Co. brush, and I thought to compare this to Princeton, but it's really hard to replace Aqua Elite. I love the handle. Like, for example, the Rosemary & Co., it's more like glanced. I don't know if you can see, but the handle, like bristles, is quite much, little bit taller. And this is like number size 7, and this is 8 from Princeton, and it's such a difference. So I like that the Aqua Elite is quite like shorter handled. If we're chatting about pencils, I do use a lot of mechanical pencils. And I used to love just the wooden pencils, but there is something about just not sharpening pencils and using them straight away, which I really love. So for creating this picture book, I have used 2.0 pencil, mechanical pencil, and I do have it in some different brands, and it's the same size. I also use 0.5, and I have quite a few mechanical pencils from 0.5, and I also really love the Pentel Orange 0.2, which is such a thin size. I actually think, oh yeah, it's visible. I barely have something left, so this is like super thin one, and I really love to have it in details as well. If you're talking about calligraphy, I have used several tools to create titles for the book, and I only started doing calligraphy in December last year, so it's been a little bit more than half year of doing it, so I'm not perfect with it, but I think it's fine because I'm just still learning. I have used this Flourish pen by Tom Studio, and this is oblique style of pen, so you kind of write it like that and it's pointing different direction. And I actually have affiliate link from Tom Studio, so if you want to get orders from Tom Studio, you can use my code. I have discounts, and I have used this one a lot, and I have some dip pens, different ones. Actually, I have quite a few now. I kind of started collecting them because I really wanted to know which dip pen I prefer and which is like my favorite. So I have antique style of dip pens, and I think this is called Blue Pumpkin, and the G nib pens by different brands. I think this is like the most common one, and then I have, I think, Crown one. I think that's how it's called. And this is the EF Leonard nib. And I have to say they're quite different. When first I came into dip pen world and tried different nibs, I just thought they are all the same, but the G nibs are a little bit stiffer. The vintage ones are quite similar to G nibs, and whereas the Blue Pumpkin and EF, they're a little bit different as well. And I think my favorite one is this EF Leonard, because it's really like you can get like huge line variation, and I don't need to press the pen that hard. And I realized in the calligraphy I'm really heavily handed, so I like to press it a lot. And at the end of the day, like my hand starts to hurt. So I realized the G nibs, they're really great, especially in the beginning, but it's just really hard to control them. So I go for a little bit looser style of nibs instead. I use the Tom Studio 30 milliliter calligraphy ink. And I recently bought this little container also from Tom Studio, and I bought this because I realized it's really convenient to just put it in this inkwell and dip it from there. So I'm using this all the time now, and it's just really convenient. So this is all what I use for calligraphy. So there is like this little spiral with magnet inside, and it's called One Dip Wonder. And when you add this on top of the dip pen, it writes so much longer. It's crazy. So I'm using this little thing all the time when I'm using calligraphy. and it works wonders. So I just thought to mention it here because maybe you want to not dip in all the time, because that could be something that's maybe is why not a lot of people use dip pens in like painting. I think this solves the problem, and it's just really, really nicely invented thing. And I have one which I made myself, but one which I got from Tom's Studio. So here I was testing different nibs. These are the vintage nibs. This is G nib by Leonard. This is the Hero one. This is Zebra G nib, Nico G nib, glass dip pen, which is completely different. And then also bamboo dip pen. And yeah, so it's like huge variety, but it's also how it feels when you write with it. And since then I have done like so much calligraphy. I haven't shared this out to you, but I'm practicing in my free time whenever I have chance. And yeah, it's just really fun to do. I think like this is my latest ones. And I know I'm not doing the classic copper plate calligraphy. I really like the idea of having like my own personality into it. And I'm doing like the text straight rather than in angle. I just really love how it looks when it's just straight. Creating sketches for the book, I used the Personal Project and Experiment Sketchbook, but mainly I used this one, which is for daytime drawings. This is the sketchbook Natasha Newton gifted to me, and I've used it to plan for this picture book. I think it's absolutely amazing idea to plan it out somewhere rather than just go with the flow and just jump into creating artwork. So I did like little thumbnails and compositions and what I want to include in the book and different bird illustrations I have. I have explored different types of birds I want to include. And it's just really fun to look at these back because it's just in one place rather than scattered amongst so many different sketchbooks. And yeah, I have even done calligraphy in here. And this is like some planning for the specific spreads I wanted to have. Oh, there is like quite big sun patch. I'm sorry about that. Some colors I wanted to include. I think there are some which are just scattered around a little bit. This is a sketch for the book cover. This is idea for the end papers, and these are ideas for end papers. I actually went with something like this. And these are just like some other pages. More sketching birds. A little bit more planning, a little bit about Kickstarter, a little bit about the writing as well for the book. Speaking of writing, I love this pen. This is the Pilot G-Tech C4, and I have used this one like fully, and then I bought like refill because even though I love fountain pens, don't get me wrong, I just love how convenient this gel pen is, and yeah, I really love it. It's super thin, and I just really enjoy writing with it. But I do have fountain pens, and I have written with the fountain pens as well. And now I'm like I really want to write more in the computer because that's where I will have everything. But I really enjoy writing just manually, all the things as much as I do traditional art than digital. So this is like my go-to. And with that being said, I think these are all the materials I have used to create my picture book. I know I said last time that I'm gonna mention the date when the Kickstarter will be live. I'm gonna mention it next time because I still don't have the proper date yet. So keep on watching my videos. I'm gonna announce it soon. But if you like the illustrations from this book, then please put the notifications on YouTube. Follow my Substack because I will mention it there as well. Check out the news on Instagram. I will mention it everywhere whenever it will be live. So you just need to either watch my videos, go on Instagram, subscribe to Substack, and you will know for sure. And I want to quickly say thank you so much to all of my lovely Patreons who are supporting me over there. Their support means a lot to me, and with their help I can just work on this book, which is just mind-blowing and exciting, and I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful for all of you who watches my videos. I cannot believe that I'm going to self-publish book because all of you. So thank you so much to everyone. And if you want to let me know that you stayed till the very end to this video, what should we write? Let's write birds in comment section down below so I know you stayed till the very end. Have a good day, evening, morning, wherever you are, and I will see you later. Bye everyone.